Howdy, y'all. It's Reese, aka Bearman Prime, on this April 11th. Welcome back to my Read the Bible in a Year series. Thank you again for joining me. Card the top right hand corner for the rest of the playlist, and please hit the like button, the subscribe button, and that notification bell so you stay caught up. So, yesterday we wrapped up our coverage of 2 Samuel. We saw the end of Absalom's rebellion against David and his death at the hands of Joab, David's general, despite orders to the contrary. But now David is back in Jerusalem. He is back ruling in Jerusalem, but things are still quite a bit unstable. People's hearts are still divided, because they were literally just caught up in this brief civil war. So let's see what happens. We're going to go into First Kings now. So the next couple books, First and Second Kings, they detail a lot of Israel's history in relation to the line of kings, the line of David, going on down. So we'll see the succession of David and down through his line in these next few days here. So let's go to 1 Kings today, chapter 1, starting in verse 5. Adonijah was the son of King David and his wife Haggith. He was born after Absalom. Adonijah was a very handsome man. King David never corrected his son Adonijah, and he never made him explain his actions. Adonijah became very proud and decided that he would be the next king. He wanted very much to be the king, so he got himself a chariot, horses, and 50 men to run ahead of him. Adonijah talked with Joab, son of Zeruiah, and Abiathar the priest. They decided to help make him the new king, but several important men did not join Adonijah. They were Zadok the priest, Benaniah son of Jehoiada, Nathan the prophet, Shimei, Ray, and King David's special guard. One day, at Zoeleth rock near En Rogel, Adonijah sacrificed some sheep, cattle, and fat calves as a fellowship offering. He invited his brothers and the other sons of King David, and all the officers from Judah. But he did not invite his brother Solomon, Nathan the prophet, Benaniah, or the men in the king's special guard. Verse 11. When Nathan heard about this, he went to Solomon's mother, Bathsheba, and asked her, "Have you heard what Haggith's son Adonijah is doing? He is making himself king, and our master King David knows nothing about it. You and your son Solomon are in danger, but I will tell you what to do to save yourself. Go to King David and tell him, 'My lord and king, you promised me that my son Solomon would be the next king after you. So why is Adonijah becoming the new king? Then while you are still talking with him, I will come in. After you leave, I will tell the king what has happened. This will show that what you said is true.'" So Bathsheba went in to see the king in his bedroom. The king was very old. Abishag, the girl from Shunem, was caring for him there. Bathsheba bowed down before the king. The king asked, "What can I do for you?" Bathsheba answered, "Sir, you used the name of the Lord your God and made a promise to me. You said, 'Your son Solomon will be the next king after me. He will sit on my throne.' Now you don't know this, but Adonijah is making himself king. He is giving a big fellowship meal. He has killed many cattle and the best sheep, and he has invited all of your sons to the meal. He also invited Abiathar the priest and Joab the commander of your army, but he did not invite your faithful son Solomon. Now, my lord and king, all the Israelites are watching you. They are waiting for you to decide who will be the next king after you. If you don't decide, then after you are buried, these men will say that Solomon and I are criminals." While Bathsheba was still talking with the king, Nathan the prophet came to see him. The servants told the king, "Nathan the prophet is here." Nathan went in to speak to the king. He bowed down before the king and said, "My lord and king, did you announce that Adonijah will be the new king after you? Have you decided that he will rule the people now? Today he went down into the valley to offer many cattle and the best sheep as fellowship offerings. He invited all your other sons, the commanders of the army, and Abiathar the priest. They are now eating and drinking with him, and they are saying, 'Long live King Adonijah!' But he did not invite me, or Zadok the priest, or Benaniah son of Jehoiada, or your son Solomon. My lord and king, did you do this without telling us? Please tell us, who will be the next king after you?" Alright, so first off, These names were really hard, so I do apologize if I butcher them and mess them up. So just bear with me. I'm doing my best here. But here we see that, once again, trouble and instability in Israel, where somebody else is trying to jump the gun and take for himself what he wants here, and this time it's Adonijah. Even though Solomon was promised to be the next king, Adonijah is once again using his power and influence, his charisma to gather supporters. He's got the commander of the army, he's got one of the priests with him. All these other officers are supporting him, saying, "Yeah, we'll follow you. You'll be the king." And, there won't be much that anyone can do if that happens, if David just happens to die and without ever naming an heir. And so here we have Bathsheba and Nathan sorting this out with David. Now, it's very important that they did it the way they did, because you may be asking yourself, why did they just go in the first place together? Well, here we see Bathsheba goes first and gives her account, accusing Adonijah basically of committing, of fomenting rebellion, committing treason. And then Nathan comes in and corroborates that story. So, you need at least one witness to make the story true. I believe that's how it worked in their culture. It still works in their culture. If you have at least one witness to corroborate that, then it must be true. So here we have Bathsheba making the accusation, and then Nathan coming in and backing that up. So now David has no choice but to accept that what they're saying is true. And now he has to respond. We'll see what that response is tomorrow. Thank you again for joining me. I sure do appreciate it. I'll see y'all tomorrow.